Hello friends, good morning. In the study of capitalization under financial management, let us continue our understandings about capitalization and theories of capitalization. Friends, in short, capitalization is nothing but a study of makeup of firm's capital structure. Or in short you can say how the firm has raised their capital requirements, understanding about it and understanding the journey about the same is what we call it as capitalization. In the process of capitalization, there are several factors that needs to be considered. Number one is capital is always in scarcity. As you all know, let that be a small firm or let that be a business tycoons, you will always find that there is always a scarcity of funds. So in short, the first consideration in the process of capitalization is funds are always available in scarcity. Point number two, when you are raising the funds, you have two sources, equity and borrow. But one brings risk and one brings expensiveness. Hence, when you are doing the process of capitalization, it is always balancing between the risk and returns. Point number three, when you are raising capital, capital is always attached with the liability. Hence, when you do capitalization, you have to give a due care to the considerations of liability. If you raise funds through equity sources, you have to pay dividend. If you raise funds through debt sources, you have to pay interest. So none of the source of capital is available at free of cost. You have to have the obligations about it. And hence, in the process of capitalization, you need to understand the impact of these liabilities. Exercising of control is another factor that impacts on the process of capitalization. When you say exercising of control, I mean to say, as I said you, equity sources are the ones which gives you ownership. So if you will extend too much amount of your capital through the doors of equity shares, you are going to dilute the ownership or control onto your business venture. And if in the process someone else who is not promoted becomes the major stakeholders, he will become the owner of your company. So exercising of control is also something that needs to be given a due care when you are raising the capital for your business. At the last, another factor that needs to be given consideration is cost of capital. Cost of capital is the rate at which capital is being made available to the business venture, and that also should be taken into consideration to identify the amount of liability that has emerged out of raising the sources of capitals. So friends, these are the several capitalization factors that needs to be considered. Now moving forward, let us study the theories of capitalization. So according to the financial experts, there are two different theories through which capitalization process is possible. Theory number one, cost theory. Theory number two, earnings theory. Let's understand cost theory first. So the first theory, cost theory, believes that whenever a capitalization happens out of the process of cost theory, the intention is to identify the amount of cost required for a business to set up its fixed asset requirements, like cost of building, cost of plant, cost of machinery, cost of land, cost of furniture, cost of vehicle, or other sort of fixed assets. Combine the total cost required to acquire all of these fixed assets, and togetherly that cost is nothing but the requirement of capital for your business venture. So this is what cost theory talks about. The second theory is earnings theory. Earnings theory is little dynamic and hence more practiced in the industry. Earnings theory believes that when you are raising the capital for your business venture, you should not eye upon the amount of fixed asset that you will require, but at the same time you have to look at the profit which will emerge out of the business venture that you are initiating, and through that profit, whatever liability repayment ability you becomes is the basis for deciding the amount of capital that you should raise. So say for example, if you are going to entertain the amount of profits out of the business proceeds which can take care of X amount of loan or Y amount of dividend distribution to the shareholders. So only subsequent to that X amount of loan or Y amount of dividend distributions, you should opt the amount of loans or debts and amount of equity shares. So in earnings theory, you are eyeing upon the earning potential, and based on that you are deciding the quantum of capital that should be raised. That is what earning theory talks about. So friends, these are the important theories that needs to be understood when you are doing the fundraising activity for your business in the process of capitalization or capital formation. Thanks for watching the video and keep watching the same. Thank you.